I'm the scat man. I'm the scat man.
Love that song. It's I've listened to it outside of this show constantly on Friday. It's one of my favorite Friday jams.
It's the juice pumper, man. It's so good.
It's the juice pumper. Wow. Welcome to the Friday show. Covers his puck props with 14-year NHL vet Carlo Colaiacovo, presented by Sports Interaction. Wow, I want to clip that. That's a good one. Happy Friday, pal. How are you?
I'm TGIF, buddy. TGIF. It's been a long week.
How did the Montreal game go? Where did Suzuki and Caulfield? Where did that top line go?
Where did they go? Yeah, it's the question that a lot of people in Montreal are asking right now. Because look, when you can't keep the puck out of your net, it's going to make life more difficult for you. And their defense is just it's a struggle right now.
Eric Albrecht says juice pumper is now one of his favorite terms. Thanks a lot, Carlo. Well done.
No, he's in the juice.
Hey, get things going here. Hit that like button now. Do it so I don't have to keep telling you. That's your job. Literally the only thing you do. Listen, like, comment, do your thing. Habs made me sad. They did. We got all those points, and all of a sudden that Nico line doesn't do anything either. That was kind of a piss off.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, it was one of those games, man. I mean, Jack Hughes took over that game yesterday.
He does that sometimes.
Yeah.
Dallas. I mean, we still won our plays on the Chicago line because Donato is becoming my second favorite player right now. Got them shots, got them points. So a bunch of money on him. But the other ones, yeah, Tampa Bay with the absolute dud. Everything looked good early, especially with all the news coming out. Never knew Carlo wasn't an Eno Man guy. Yeah,
great movie. Great movie. Yeah,
his favorite Pauly Shore movie.
Yeah, no, he's in the juice.
Biodome's his second favorite.
Yeah,
Biodome also a very good movie. Great slate today. I absolutely love this Friday slate. Fridays are probably my favorite day. Again, stacks for Friday, stacks for Saturday, and then on day 7. God created a day to rest for stacks. So no stacks Sunday. Let's go. Detroit, Toronto. Toronto minus 185 on the money line. Total sitting at a flat 6. Listening to the show as always, Carlo, this morning, 10:50 a.m. First up with the man himself, Carlo Colaiacovo, Aaron Korolnik. And we got going on who's going to play today. Will Matthews play? You were kind of on the no side, right?
No, I don't think he's playing today. I don't think he's playing tomorrow. I mean, it hasn't been declared what it exactly is he's dealing with, but if you're trying to read between the lines, it's probably something that, or probably similar to the injury that kept him out of most of training camp and preseason, which was declared it was his back at that time. So they said it wasn't his wrist. Maybe his back flared up. And I think when you're talking about a back, I mean, whether it's spasms, whether it's something specific, and you're not skating, it's hard to believe that you'll be ready for any type of game action after being not on the ice for almost 4 days now. So given the effort and the result the Maple Leafs got without him in the lineup, I would highly anticipate that there isn't going to be any pressure to get him back for these 2 games, because, maybe another couple days can help settle whatever it is he's dealing with from flaring up the way that it did. So so that's just the way I look at it. And the way the Maple Leafs played without him in the lineup, again, it's still so bizarre that they have this record with him not in the lineup. It's a winning record. And, obviously they raised their game, which is what you expect to see from any team that's missing one of their star players. Guys raise their games because guys are being asked to do more. And the way Nyes and Marner continue to play, even without Matthews, was a huge difference in last game.
Mr. Gerg just broke my heart. I was wondering why my account was a little light, and I miscounted everything because they changed. It wasn't the Ben assist. They kept the Ben assist on the empty net. It was his line mate, Wyatt Johnson, who they had the secondary initially, and now that I look, they gave it to the Bear, Ilya Lyubushkin.
Oh,
Oh,
Boosh.
man, that
Why do you
sucks.
got to do that, Boosh? Come
Oh,
on.
that's like a 2.8 unit swing, a loss of a unit and not winning 1.84 units. God
Yikes.
damn. Didn't see that one. Was wondering why the account was that way, but let's go. Nyes for a point, Marner for assists then, almost 200. I mean, Matthews out again. Nyes is on a heater, 6 goals last 9 games. Marner, 14 assists last 12 games, which is a wild number. Top 7 in the league in helpers. Power play getting going. Detroit, bottom 5 penalty kill at sub 70%. And Detroit gives up a ton of shots and scoring chances. These numbers are wild. Detroit has been outshot in 9 straight games by an average of 11 shots per game.
Crazy.
It keeps going.
Will we look at maybe a Stolar's under saves in this one?
Yeah, if that comes out, if we can get a number, you'd probably want it Stolar's under. Ooh, where's it going to be? It's probably going to be
24,
low.
25?
I was going to say 25.5. If you can get it at 26, it's a for sure thing for me. I might have to think about it a bit more at 25. Yeah. It's infuriating. JPC Fourth is a Wings fan. He says the team doesn't shoot. They've done well with the power play, but that's about it. So like the top line in Toronto, Nylander and Tavares, also a good look. I think that's about plus 150 for that pair point. But should be a one-sided game, but there's always that thing. And I've heard Johnny talk about it on your show coming on, talking about you always get that big push in the first game. And we talked about it in the Edmonton game. In the first game, McDavid wasn't there. Without your star, you get that first big push first game when nobody's there.
Yeah.
And then the second game, like, would you be surprised if Toronto looked flat today versus Detroit?
I mean, I would be.
Montreal on deck tomorrow?
I would be, but it wouldn't be because of the script that you're suggesting here. I'd be surprised that they would come out flat just because with Berube as coach and the slow start that they've gotten off to this season, he's pushing for them to be a lot more consistent than what they've been. And when you play as good as you did the other night against Boston and you feel like you've exercised some demons against them, you've had 2 days off, like this is the time to start, revving the engine up with this group. But I mean, if we've learned anything from this group, it's always expect the unexpected, right? When you expect them to have a bad game, they play a great game. When you expect them to be able to play a great game, they have a below average game. So nothing would surprise me. And you talked about slow start. Like tonight is the Hockey Hall of Fame game, right? There's going to be that big Hockey Hall of Fame ceremony. So it's probably going to be like a 20 to 30 minute ceremony before the games where the players are going to have to watch for that whole thing to happen on the ice. So, there's going to be a lot of stiff legs, stiff backs, and whatever it may be. You might see a little bit of a sluggish first period.
I absolutely hate the delays.
Buddy.
Right? Because it's like, game's at 7. No, it's not really at 7. It's supposed to be like 7:10.
Well,
okay.
That's one of my pet peeves with hockey is that
just tell me when it starts. I don't care.
Exactly. Like the NBA is good at starting on time. The NFL always starts on time. Soccer always starts on time. So, I mean, the NHL is 7 o'clock and it's like 7:10, 7:11 before the first puck drop. Now you're adding this opening ceremony. And the thing I hated the most when I played, and I think I really appreciated it when I went to play in Europe and Germany, no national anthems before the games. Like, why? And the worst is like tonight, you're going to hear 2 national anthems because you got a Canadian and a U.S. team playing. Like, the national anthem should be just for big events, not every game of the regular season. That's just my stance on it. And I'm not trying to disrespect.
Hot take. Carlo hates national anthems. Read all about it.
Yeah.
No, I get it. It's a giant waste of time, and it's funny. But could you imagine what the stands would look like in Toronto if they said game starts at 7 and it starts at 7?
Right.
Yeah. Looks ugly already. Yeah. But that's the only thing we're playing in that. Plus 196. I wouldn't play this at plus 150 or lower. That's 196 is where I am on it. I think if You can't get that. I go to Nylander and Tavares for a point at plus 130 or better. If you can't get this at that price, let's go. Pittsburgh, Washington. It's time, right? This is the spot for Connor McMichael.
Our guy.
He doesn't make you wait around. He doesn't tease you. He doesn't get those empty netters. He gets on the board early, and that's what he does. He's minus 125 for a point. That's not bad. He's better. He's better than that, Carlo. He's better than that.
I agree. I love this play. You know me. I felt the same way about it the other day. I mean, I even got. I was just trying to find the shirt that I sent you. Team McMichael.
Team McMichael.
There it is.
McMichael has 27 shots on goal over his last 5 games.
Team McMichael, right there. That's us.
He's absolutely just firing things on net. He's got 5 goals. Don't get him for an assist. Take him for a point if you want. His over 2.5 shots on goals is similar price, but we're putting it together for a good old plus 228 versus a Pittsburgh team coming off a 5-1 loss last.
Like Pittsburgh too. Like
it's lining up. It's all lining up here. It's all.
What did you say about Pittsburgh the other day? Or sorry, Washington the other day when we were on McMichael? That they've scored 5 or more goals in 6 straight home games?
They're averaging 4.63 goals per game at home and 7-1 straight up, winning games by 1.68 goals per game.
Yeah.
They's good at home. Number 4 scoring offense with the worst power play, which is still interesting, versus Pittsburgh's number 3 worst scoring defense. Blomqvist will be in net after Nedeljkovic played yesterday. Guess what? Old Blomqvist has seen 39 shots, 50 shots, and 38 shots on goal in his last 3 starts. He's allowed 12 goals in that spot.
How about an Ovi goal tonight?
Why not?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. There's a really good spot. Like if you like all 4 favorites, I think it's
like all 4 favorites to win.
Yeah. It's kind of like take Willie goal, Toronto to win, Ovi goal, Washington to win, Eichel goal, Vegas to win, and Kaprizov goal and Minnesota to win. That's a big one. That's your Friday night fun one.
Okay.
I think
what does that pay?
$25 might pay $2,500. No, I can't.
$2,500.
No. That's sorry. The 20 for the 100 to 1 play is all the second line point stacks. So Nylander, Tavares, McMichael and Wilson, Hurdle and Dorofeyev, and Matt Boldy and Eriksson Ek. Put all those together. There's your Friday fun one. $25 pays $2,500.
Wow.
Whoops.
Okay, now.
Josh versus Math. You leave it alone. Not bad. It wasn't that bad. We're also adding to this play the Washington game. Washington team total. We're going back on it. Over 3.5 minus 110. It's just a great spot. Pittsburgh playing their 3rd and 4th too. I know you want to get up for OV Sid, and it's going to be a fun one. It really will be a fun game. That's a game I'm going to have on early. And that game might be in the second period by the time Toronto game starts anyway. So Vegas, Seattle. We're still on this Vegas train. And we're going Vegas 3-way money line plus 105. They showed they can win on the road. We're on the wrong side of the number on Wednesday, but guess what? Oh, I thought I lost all my internets. Holy moly. That was scary. I'm like, oh, no. What? We were on the wrong side because McDavid is a freak and came back. But guess what? Vegas closes out the game late, buries the empty netter, covers the spread, and now they go to Seattle. Seattle's not great. Their offense is not great. 3 goals, 0 goals, 0 goals, and 1 goal over their last 4 since that 8-2 win versus Montreal.
Aren't they coming back off of an East Coast trip too?
Was it, or is it West Coast to West Coast? I know they're coming back from the trip.
No, they came from Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto. I'll look it up quickly.
Let's find out. Oh, I'm looking it up too. The old Seattle team.
Okay, so they did, but they finished
in Colorado.
Yeah. So it's not the same.
But that's a big road trip. Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Boston, and then to go to Elevation and come back from Elevation. So great spot. Good eyes, Carlo. Good eyes.
That's what we do, buddy. That's what we do. We find those spots.
But Vegas is 6-1 straight up in their last 7. Seattle 1-7 straight up in their last 8. I don't think Vegas is still getting the respect it deserves here. And Joey Decord, who will probably get the start, he's gotten 1 goal of offense, of support in his last 3 starts. Like
that's not good for my fantasy team. I got Decord as my goaltender.
He's been okay, but like, what does that speak to the volume of the offense when you can't give your number 1 goalie more than 0.33 goals per game over his last 3 starts?
Yeah, it doesn't say much. Struggling team. That's what that says.
Struggling team, but you know where we're going to go? Revenge angle.
Ooh.
Line stack plus 405.
Okay.
Chandler Stevenson and Jaden Schwartz each to get a point plus 405.
What?
Yeah, it's a big one.
How is it that high?
It's a big one because they're PP2, but Seattle splits their PP times up pretty good.
Wow.
Chandler, that's a big one.
No kidding. For a pair?
They hit the other game too. And like Stevenson was playing, he's up to like 21 minutes a game.
Wow.
Oh.
That's what do I call it? Juice pumper?
Juice pumper. Everybody's stiff. It's a juice pumper.
That's a juice pumper play right there, buddy. Yes.
Yeah. Old Pete Shepard pumping some juice there in the chat saying 82 watching, hit the likes, only 29. My watch to like ratio needs to be better.
Yes.
Especially with a plus 405.
Pump up those likes, folks. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't be pigeons.
Thank you very much. Vegas money line plus money. But then on the other side, betting against it on the revenge angle, Stevenson and Schwartz for a point plus 405. Minnesota, Anaheim, last game. We're touching them all today here. Killorn, Zegras, Gauthier. This is just a long
you're parlaying those 3 what? You're parlaying those 3 together?
It's a stack Festivus on a Friday, bud.
It's Staxivus.
Staxivus. There you go. It's a Staxivus Friday for the rest of us.
Wow.
It's as big as it ever gets.
Stackable.
That's nice. It. It's a line. It's interesting because Anaheim still, you know what I mean? They have lines 1A, 1B, and 1C.
Mm-hmm.
Power play 1's like 65% of the time versus that power play 2. So those 3 all play together 5-on-5.
Which Gauthier is that, though?
What? Did I put this wrong name? Because I get their names always mixed up.
Who's the Gauthier?
It's Cutter.
Oh, Cutter Gauthier. That's right. Yes. No, okay. You got it right.
No, I always get him and the guy from Utah confused. Gunter.
Gunther.
Nice. Yeah, no, I always get those 2 names confused. But that's where we are with that line. It's not sexy. It's a low unit risk, but it's a line that at 5-on-5 played the most minutes in the 5-1 loss in their last game on Wednesday, I believe. Will it hit? Likely not. For a stack, 1-line stack that plays together at 5-on-5, it gets a Minnesota team that's on the second of a back-to-back. Gustafsson is in net. Fleury played yesterday, but guess what?
Gustafsson.
Yeah, the Goose is 3.5 goals against with an .869 save percentage over his last 4 and gave up 4 straight in a collapse to the Kings in his last start. Might be a lookover game here for Minnesota, who leaves after this spot.
Yeah, considering they got the win last night too, right?
Yep.
So it's probably one of those games where they're like, oh, just get me on the plane. I want to go home, sleep with my bed, cuddle up with my wife and girlfriend, whatever it is.
Wife and girlfriend. Big bed. Got a big bed. Monogamous. Yeah,
Juice pumper.
He's from Utah. He's from Utah. But no, if you're going to take a shot at this Anaheim offense that is absolutely pretty putrid, at least take a big swing on it here. And that's where we are on this slide.
That's going to be incredible. If this hits tonight, we'll be doing the beep, ba, 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 da, boop, ba, 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 da, boop.
I really like the stack card. So the stack card before, and this is before morning skates, Detroit will be Larkin and DeBrincat, and Kane sold us. I don't know if I want to put him on the third, but I'll go like 80% on Larkin and DeBrincat at plus 188, and then another 20% of the unit with Kane for plus 370. Nyes, Marner, we've showed it out. Nylander and Tavares for plus 132. Pittsburgh, Crosby's 1.5 points, so it's tough. I got to go I got to go Gino and Raquel for a point at plus 184. They're playing with them anyway. Ovi Strome, hotline, we know it, plus 126. McMichael and Wilson, plus 259. The Vegas lines, we go Mark Stone and a Jack Eichel assist for plus 162. Okay. Dorofeev and Hurdle for almost plus 300. McCann and Eberle for plus 246. If you add Beniers, it's plus 525. Chandler and Schwartz, we saw that at plus 405. Eck and Boldy plus 152. And you got to go Kaprizov assist with a Zuccarello point, and that's plus 176. The other Anaheim line you're looking at is Vetrano and Terry plus 252. I'll put him out later, but Friday, stacking, some big plays. Back on McMichael. Let's have a Friday, pal.
Let's have it. It's been a good 2 days so far. We're in the plus. Big plus over the last 2 days.
Yes. Over 15 units on the season, so happy to do that. Strome, Ovi, and McMichael. Yeah, but, I mean, they only play together on the power play. Any 2-point combos? Yeah, your 2-point combos. Ooh, your massive 2-point combos. Stevenson and Schwartz for 2 points is probably like 20 to 1. That's a huge one. I wouldn't touch anybody on Anaheim for 2 points. Eck and Boldy for 2 points are there, but it's probably super juiced out. McMichael and Wilson is probably your best one there. And outside of that, no, I don't really like anything else for 2 points unless Dorofeev and Hurdle go for 2 points. Those are probably your big ones. Strome for 2 points, like it. Washington, Pittsburgh, enjoy it. Not too many Ovi versus Sid days. And the boys are, let's be honest, at the top of their game. So let's leave it at that. Friday, Josh Ingles, Carlo
Colaiacovo.
Puck Props, presented by Sports Interaction. See you back here next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Ciao, everybody. Hey, see you at the card show? Go to the card show this weekend?
Are you going?
I'm going to go tonight.
I got to go Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, tonight's the only time I can go. I got a busy weekend. I got to work.
Okay, go hide some cards under some tables and let me find them on Saturday.
Okay, we'll do the hockey card hunt, not the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, let's go. All right, see you later.
All right, ciao.